stage 5, paragraph page 340. Okay, and our last headword was film star, new words type of lesson. Okay, so let's start with our revision. Okay, let me just scroll down. Okay, here we go. First question.
Okay.
What can we say instead of okay? What can we say instead of okay? Instead of okay,
Instead of
we can
okay,
say all
we
right.
can say all right.
Very good. Can we compare Michelangelo with Napoleon? Can we compare Michelangelo with Napoleon? No, we can't
No, we
compare
can't compare
Michelangelo with
Michelangelo
Napoleon.
and with Napoleon
Why not? Why not? Because they were
because
two
they were two
completely
different,
different kinds
completely
of
different
people
kinds of people
who did different things
who did different things
from each other.
from each other.
Very good. What must two people or things have if we want to make a comparison between them? What must two people or things have if we want to make a comparison between them? If we want
If
to
we
make a
want to
comparison
make a
between
comparison between,
no more, if we want to make
if we want to
a
make
comparison
a comparison
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 between two people
between two
or
people
things, they
or
must have
things,
something
they
in
must have
common.
something in common.
Very good. What do we use ice for? What do we use ice for? We use ice
We use
for
ice
putting in
for
drinks
putting in drinks
to cool
to
them,
cool to
etc.
them, etc.
Very good. What am I doing? What am I doing? You're pouring some
You're
water
pouring some water
from a bottle
from a
into a
bottle
glass.
into a glass.
Very good. Okay, next. Do you think that all the countries of the world will unite one day? Do you think that all the countries of the world will unite one day? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I
I
think
think that
I think that
all the
we
countries of
all
the
the
world
countries of the
will
world
unite one
will
day.
reunite one day.
Very kind of impossible, but we're hoping. Okay, next. Give me a sentence with the word even in it. Give me some sentences with the word even in it, please. He speaks Russian,
He speaks Russian,
German,
German,
French, and even
French, and
Chinese.
even
He
Chinese.
was very
He
impolite.
was really
He
impolite.
didn't even say
He didn't
hello.
even say hello.
It's very simple.
It's very
Even
simple.
a child
Even a
could
child
understand it.
could understand it.
Very good. Do we generally mix sugar with potatoes? Do we generally mix sugar with potatoes? No, we
No,
don't
we
generally
don't
mix
generally mix
sugar with potatoes.
sugar with potatoes.
Do you think a mixture of tea and coffee would make a pleasant drink? Do you think a mixture of tea and coffee would make a pleasant drink? No, I don't
No,
think
I
a
don't
mixture
think a
of tea
mixture
and
of
coffee
tea and coffee
would make a pleasant
would make
drink.
a pleasant
It
drink.
would make
It would
an
make
unpleasant drink.
an unpleasant drink.
Right? If you mix some red and white paint together, what would you get? If you mix some red and white paint together, what would you get? If I mixed
If I
some red
mix
and
some
white
red
paint
and white
together,
paint together,
I'd get pink paint.
I'd get pink paint.
Very good. Who cared for you when you were a child? Who cared for you when you were a child? My mother
My
cared
mother
for me
cared for me
when I was a
when
child.
a little child.
Very good. One more. My mother cared
My
for
mother
me
cared for me
when I was a little
when
child.
I was a little child.
Do you think the young should take care of the old? Do you think the young should take care of the old? Yes, I think the
Yes, I
young
think the
should
young
take care
to
of the
take care
old.
of the old.
Do you take good care of your health? Do you take good care of your health? Yes or no?
Yes,
I
I did.
take good care
I take good
of
care
my health.
of my health.
Do you care what people think or say about you? Do you care what people think or say about you? Yes or no?
No,
I
I don't.
don't care
I don't
what
care
people think
what people
or
think
say about me.
or say about me.
Very good, that's their opinion. Okay, next. If you were late for a very important appointment, would you take your time? If you were late for a very important appointment, would you take your time? No. If
No,
I were late
if I were
for
late
a very
for a
important
very
appointment,
important
I
appointment,
wouldn't take my
I
time.
wouldn't take my time.
I'd
I
hurry.
would hurry
Very good. Why? Why? Because it's
because
important
it's
to
important
keep appointments
to keep
that
appointments
we've made.
that we've made.
Very good. Why is it sometimes a bad thing to hurry? Why is it sometimes a bad thing to hurry? It's sometimes
It's
a bad
sometimes
thing to
a
hurry
bad thing to hurry
because we often
because we often
make mistakes when
make
we
mistakes
hurry.
when we hurry.
Reggie, would you take your time going home if somebody told you your house was on fire? Would you take your time going home if somebody told you your house was on fire? No, I
No,
wouldn't take my
I
time
wouldn't take my
going
time
home
when going
if
home
somebody told
if
me
somebody told
my
me
house was on
my
fire.
house was on
I'd
fire.
hurry.
I'd hurry.
What's the translation of I am in a hurry in Japanese? What's the translation of I am in a hurry in Japanese? The
The
translation of
translation
I am in
of
a
I
hurry
am in the
in
hurry
Japanese
is
is
in Japanese is 私は急いでいます。
very good. What do the words plenty of mean? What do the words plenty of mean? The words
The
plenty of
word
means
plenty of means
more than enough.
more than enough or
Very good. More than enough. Or,
or
oh, that's more than enough. One more. The words
uh,
plenty
the
of
words
means
plenty of
more
means
than enough.
more than enough.
Very good. Do people hurry when they have plenty of time? Do people hurry when they have plenty of time? No.
No,
People don't hurry
people don't
when
hurry
they have
when
plenty
they
of
have
time.
plenty of
They
time.
take their time.
They take the time.
What's the opposite of plenty of water? What's the opposite of plenty of water? The opposite of
The
plenty
opposite
of
of
water
plenty of
is
water
little water
is little
or
water
not enough
or
water.
not enough water.
Very good. What's the difference between for and since? What's the difference between for and since? The difference between
The difference
for
between
and
for
since
and
is
since
that we
is
use
that we
the word
use
for
for the word
when
for
we say a
when we
period of
say a
time,
period of time,
whereas we use the
whereas we
word
use
since
the word
when we
since
say the
when
point
we say the
at
point
which the
at
period
which
began.
the period began.
Greg, give me some examples of for. Give me some examples of for, please. For half an
For
hour.
half an hour,
For 2 weeks.
for 2 weeks.
Very good. Now give me some examples of since. Give me some examples of since, please. Since 6 o'clock.
Since 6 o'clock.
Since last June.
Since last June.
How long have you been in your room for? How long have you been in that room for? I've been in
I've
this room
been in
for
this room for 6:30.
since for how many hours?
Ah,
I've been in this room
I've been in this
for
room
9 minutes.
for 9 minutes.
Very good. Since when have you been in that room? Since when have you been in that room? I've been in this
I've
room
been in this
since
room
6:30
since
p.m.
6:30 p.m.
Very good. For how long? How long have you lived in your town for? How long have you lived in your town for? I've lived in
I've
this
lived
town
in this
for.
town for 7 years.
Very good. Since when have you lived in your town? Since when have you lived in your town? I've lived in
I've
this
lived
town
in this
since
town since
2016 or 15.
2016.
Very good. Okay, next. About how long have you known me for? About how long have you known me for? I've known you
I've
for
known
about
you for about three
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 months.
months.
Very good. Since when have you known me? Since when have you known me? I've known you
I've known
since
you
June.
since June.
Very good. Have you been able to speak English for more than 10 years? Have you been able to speak English for more than 10 years? Yes or no?
No,
I
I've,
haven't been
I
able
haven't been
to
able
speak English
to speak
for more
English
than 10
for
years.
more than 10 years.
Have you been able to speak English since you were a young child? Have you been able to speak English since you were a young child? Yes or no?
No,
I
I don't.
haven't been
I
able
haven't been
to
able
speak
to
English
speak
since
English
I was a young
since I
child.
was a young child.
Very good. What kind of things does a kitchen usually contain? What kind of things does a kitchen usually contain? A kitchen
A
usually
kitchen
contains
usually
a
contains
fridge,
a
a freezer,
fridge,
a
a
cooker,
freezer,
a
a
sink,
cooker, a
etc.
sink, etc.
Does meat last longer in a fridge or a freezer? That meat lasts longer in a fridge or a freezer? Meat lasts longer
Meat lasts
in a
longer
freezer.
in the freezer.
Why do some people like using microwaves? Why do some people like using microwaves? Some people like
Some people like
using microwaves
using
because
microwaves
they cook food
because they cook
very
food
quickly.
they very quickly.
Very good. Did you find English pronunciation a little difficult at the beginning of your studies? Did you find English pronunciation a little difficult at the beginning of your studies? Yes, I found
Yes, I
English
found
pronunciation
English
a
pronunciation
little difficult
a little
at the
difficult
beginning of
at
my
the beginning
studies.
of my studies.
Do you hope your English studies will help your future career? Do you hope your English studies will help your future career? Yes, I hope
Yes, I
my
hope
English
my
studies
English
will
studies
help my
will
future
help
career.
my future career.
Very good. Would you lend me some money if I ask you? Would you lend me some money if I ask you? No, I wouldn't
No,
lend
I
you
wouldn't rent
any
you
money
any
if you
money
ask me.
if you ask me.
Right? If you lend something to somebody and they didn't return it, what did you do? If you lent something to somebody and they didn't return it, what did you do? If I lent
If
something
I lent
to
something
somebody
to
and
somebody
they didn't return
and
it,
they didn't return it,
I'd ask them
I
to return it.
ask them to return it.
Very good. What's her first name? What's her first name? Her first
Her
name's
first
Anna.
name's Anna.
What's her What's her surname? What's her surname? Her surname's
Her surname's
Brown.
Brown.
Very good. Okay, would you like to be famous? Would you like to be famous? Yes or no?
No, I
I
don't.
wouldn't like
I wouldn't
to be
like
famous.
to be famous.
What's a film star? What's a film star? A film star
A film
is a
star
famous
is a
actor or
famous
actress
actor or actress
in the cinema world.
in the cinema world.
Tell me the names of some famous film stars. Tell me the names of some famous film stars, please. The names
The
of some
names of
famous
some famous
film
film
stars
stars
are
are
Johnny Depp,
Brad, Johnny Depp,
Tom Cruise,
Brad, Tom Cruise,
Brad Pitt,
Brad Pitt,
Naomi Watanabe, etc.
Naomi Watanabe. Yes,
Okay,
he's so famous.
next. Name a few famous people in history. Name a few famous people in history, please. A few famous
a,
people
fam- a few famous
in
people
history are
in history
Shakespeare,
are
Einstein,
Shakespeare, Einstein,
Michelangelo, etc.
Michelangelo, etc.
Very good. Okay, so that's the end of our revision. Let's
Okay.
have new work. Very good. Okay, let's start. Repeat. Industrial,
Industrial,
agricultural,
agricultural,
region.
region,
Very good. Okay, listen. Industrial is an adjective. It means with lots of factories. For example, there are many factories in Tokyo. Tokyo is an industrial place. Region is a noun. It means the part of a country that are not close to the capital city. For example, Hokkaido region, Kanto region, or Tohoku region, etc. Agricultural is an adjective. An agricultural region means a place with lots of farms in it. For example, Hokkaido is an agricultural place. Niigata Prefecture is also an agricultural place, which is famous for Koshihikari rice. Chubu region is one of the most agricultural region of Japan. Let's practice. What's the most industrial city in your country? What's the most industrial city in your country? Tokyo is
Tokyo
the
is
most
the most
industrial city
industrial city
in my country.
in my country.
Greg, what's the most agricultural region of your country? What's the most agricultural region of your country? Hokkaido
Hokkaido
is
is
the
the
most agricultural
most
region
agricultural region
of my
in
country.
of my country.
Very good. Next, repeat. Apologize.
Apologize,
Apology.
apology,
Keep somebody waiting.
keep somebody waiting.
Very good. Okay, listen. Okay. Apologize is a verb. It means to tell someone that you are sorry for doing something wrong. For example, when we do something wrong, we apologize. We say, I'm sorry. Apology is the noun of the verb apologize. Keep somebody waiting means to make somebody wait for a long time. For example, if you keep somebody waiting for a very long time, you should apologize. Let's practice. What do we say when we apologize for doing something wrong? What do we say when we apologize for doing something wrong? When we
When
apologize
we
for
apologize
doing something
from
wrong,
doing something
we
wrong,
say, I'm
we
sorry.
say, I'm sorry.
If you keep somebody waiting for a long time, should you apologize? If you keep somebody waiting for a long time, should you apologize? Yes. If you
Yes,
keep
if you keep
somebody waiting
somebody
for
waiting
a long
for
time,
a long
you should
time, you
apologize.
should apologize.
Well, what's the noun of the verb apologize? What's the noun of the verb apologize? The noun
The
of the
noun
verb
of the word
apologize is
apologize
apology.
is apology.
Very good. Next, repeat avoid.
Avoid.
Very good. Okay, listen. Avoid is a verb. It means to keep away from someone or something. For example, we can help to keep away from becoming ill by living a healthy life, or we can help to avoid becoming ill by living a healthy life. Let's practice. How can we help to avoid becoming ill? How can we help to avoid becoming ill? We can help
We can
to
help
avoid
to
becoming ill
avoid becoming
by
ill
living a healthy
by
life.
living a healthy life.
Very good. Next, repeat bend.
Bend.
Very good. Okay, listen. Bend is a verb. For example, when we get something from the floor, we bend. If I want to touch my feet, I don't have to bend down, but it would be the easiest way. Let's practice. Do you have to bend down if you want to touch your feet? Do you have to bend down if you want to touch your feet? No, I don't
No,
have
I
to
don't
bend down
have could bend down
if I want to
if I
touch my
want
feet,
to touch my feet,
but it would be
but it would
the
be
easiest way.
the easiest way.
Very good. Okay, next repeat century.
Century.
Very good. Okay, listen. Century is a noun. It means a period of 100 years, one century, 100 years. For example, 18th, 19th, and 20th century. We are World, World War II happened in the 20th century. We are now at the 21st century. Okay, let's practice. Which do you think was the best century in history to live in? Which do you think was the best century in history to live in? I think
I think
the 21st century
21st century
was the best
was the
century
best century
in history to
in
live in.
history to live in.
Very good. Next, repeat fashion.
Fashion.
Very good. Okay, listen. Fashion is a noun. Fashion means the way people dress and style. For example, I like the fashion in clothes at the moment. Let's practice. Do you like the fashion in clothes at the moment? Do you like the fashion in clothes at the moment? Yes or no?
No,
I
I don't.
don't like the
I don't
fashion in
like the
clothes
fashion in
at the
clothes at
moment.
the moment.
Very good. Next, repeat gate.
Date.
One with the letter G. Gate.
A gate.
Very good. Okay, listen. Gate is a noun. It is the part of a fence or outside wall that you can open and close to enter or leave a place. For example, if we want to enter a school, we must go through its gate. Let's practice. Does this school have a gate outside it? Does this school have a gate outside it? Yes or no?
No,
This school
this
doesn't have
school
a gate
doesn't have a gate
outside it.
outside it.
Very good. Okay, so now let's move on to reading.
Okay.
Okay, so our reading is at stage 4, paragraph page 233. Okay, last headword was rainy. Okay, start with the question. Is it a sunny day today?
Okay. Is it a sunny day today? Yes, it's a sunny day today. What's it? What is a cloudy day
Or
yesterday?
was it a
Was it a cloudy day yesterday? Yeah. No, it wasn't a cloudy